Alright guys, Pokemon Masters Council here. We've got a little discussion to have about some more news that dropped over the weekend during Worlds. A new trailer for competitive play in Scarlet and Violet. And I got Justin here with me. Justin, say what's up.
Hey, really happy. I was working all day yesterday, so I was sort of like, looking through my phone like, oh God, what happened? What happened? Tell me what's the news, guys. So we've collected a lot of our thoughts, we've slept on it, and now we're just going to do a quick little reaction, debrief of, kind of what's going on, because they have been showing us some really good stuff, and we are getting extremely excited for Gen 9 on the channel, as we've already talked about, whether it's going to be VGC or Showdown or both as like the secondary pillar to go along with Unite. So like this is monumental for us.
So really quick before we dive into it, guys, remember we have a podcast. Go check that out. Links will be in the description. You can listen on Spotify or you can watch on YouTube. Definitely go check those out. Our last one was our World's Primer. We're a little past that, but you can see if our predictions for the World Championships were correct.
And you can stay tuned for extracurricular, which we put out every time they give new Pokemon to Pokemon Unite, as well as this week we're going to be doing a World recap over on Spotify.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So the first thing we've got to talk about is we have a new Pokemon revealed. His name is Cyclizar. He is a dragon normal type. Justin, your thoughts?
I'm hype. We've already talked about the bikes. I don't like it.
They're bad.
I don't like the bike idea. We already had a Rotom bike. That's perfect for, Rotom is perfect for filling that niche if you want to have, a Pokemon that is a bike and sort of like a Transformer kind of aspect. That's fine, but don't do this to the legendaries. But that part aside, so I hate the bikes, but that part aside, I like this little lizard. It kind of looks like a not ghost, a not dead version of the Dragapult line to me. So I dig it.
Yeah, there's not too much to be said about him. We're both assuming, and kind of I don't want to say assuming, but this has to be the pre-evolution to Miraidon and Koraidon.
Cosmoem or Cosmog or whatever. Depending on which game we have, it'll split to Koraidon or Miraidon.
Yeah. So that is going to lead us into the next thing. Cyclizar has a move called Shed Tail, and this is a huge addition to the game. We don't know who's all going to get it. We're assuming snake type Pokemon will get this.
Yeah, things that would normally have maybe shed skin.
Yes. This move.
So other lizards. So obviously it comes from the fact that in real life, they have it this way on purpose for defense. If a bird picks them up by the tail just fall off and then they'll grow a new tail.
Yeah. So that's kind of
that's sort of what this is, but it's a move.
Yes. So this is a move. Create a substitute, then swap places with a party member in waiting. So this is U-turn. However, instead of dealing damage on the switch, you set up a substitute.
Justin, you set up a substitute and then baton pass that substitute out, all in one move. What in the world is going on? This is insane, Zero. Dude, is this not the most broken thing you've ever heard?
This is, okay, so it's funny. It's funny that they started with this because this has to be the most broken thing so far that we have seen introduced in Gen 9. This is,
we should insert a little Mr. Evil where Zero puts the pinky to his face and just huh? Because you classically, since the beginning of time, if you have one niche of just fun stuff, as soon as we get into oh yeah, that's totally a Brandon thing. I'm the Firewater Grass Core. That's what I'm known for. I always build Firewater Grass Cores on my team. One thing that you can always count on is that Zero to try and use Focus Punch.
Dude, death, taxes, and me using Focus Punch. Those are the things you can count on in life.
So, shout outs. Maybe we'll put a link in the description to the monotype battle we had recently.
Yeah, so we will do that. There was definitely some Focus Punching.
So, Zero, this move is literally built for you. I'm terrified because I'm your main sparring partner. And now you're going to be able to. You love U-turn. You love flip turn. You love volt switch. You'd take a team with 6 pivots if you could.
Yeah, I think this move is insanely broken because in a situation where you hard switch and then someone U-turns on you, you get punished so hard because they see who you revealed and they get to bring in their counter for free.
Now, and a substitute, so you can't be.
Yeah, now add a substitute to that whole thing.
Status.
Yeah. So, like, imagine a world where I have my Raichu in, or, well, let's say the Cyclozar or whatever, okay, right? I got Cyclozar in. You have an Ice-type Pokemon in. Or you're going to switch to an Ice-type to counter my Dragon. So I shed Tail on your Ice Pokemon, and then I come in with Blaziken, Speed Boost Blaziken behind a sub. That's a free Swords Dance.
Behind a sub. And maybe probably even with a Sash, so then you got to get through the sub and the Sash.
Free Swords Dance, bulk up, like whatever I want.
It's the first thing in the world. It's so busted. We are going to be showing this off probably day one because it's insane.
If it doesn't get banned, we will. We'll see.
The governor for this move will be its distribution.
Yes, exactly. It could be put on a bunch of like low-tier Pokemon, but
yeah, which Pokemon get? But in formats where Quiver Dance, you know what I mean, that made a real splash.
Exactly.
So I think it's good. I think this is S+ on paper so far. What do we got next, Zero?
Next, we have the Mirror Herb. This is an item that allows you to copy an opponent's stat increases when it's consumed.
I love it. So obviously, it's unfortunate we didn't have this in a Dynamax format. That would really
Wow, yeah, that would have been crazy.
But yeah, so no Dynamax format. Remember that. So there's not going to be as many stat boosts around. That's not really going to be the meta anymore. But for VGC, there's still a lot.
Yeah. I think you'll see a few Swords Dance. Like, you'll know what Pokemon to expect it on. Like, like a Groudon, for example, when we eventually get to another restricted format, which I expect us to do in Gen 9.
Exactly. Weakness policy is still going to be prevalent.
Yeah, not so much, but it'll still be there. But yeah, I think this is a fun item. It's a kind of niche, but it's definitely something that I think we'll see some play.
Yeah, I like it.
Alright, so coming up next, we have a little more info on the terrestrialization. When you terrestrialize a Pokemon, it has been confirmed that they become one type, a monotype. So what do you think about this, Justin?
So it's really interesting. The thing that's still up in the air is offensively.
Yeah.
Defensively, they've confirmed we are only one type. As you can see here, this dude is fire and rock. He has the water terror type, and it takes not very effective. That means, if it just added the water, then it would cancel out in that three-way tie there, and we'd still be weak ×2. You know what I mean?
Yeah, to the Rotom Hydro Pump. So the Rotom Hydro Pump's the Colossal with the water terrestrial type.
Not very effective, which means defensively it's only one typing. Now, what we saw in the first trailer is that it said the Terror type could give you additional bonus to this new type of move. So we don't know. You know what I mean? They sort of worded it like you're still going to have your regular stab, and then you're going to have this terror boost to your third type, so almost like a triple stab.
Yeah. So
For me, this is not deconfirmed yet because it only shows defensively, but yeah, it's sort of up in the air, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And there are still, we have theories on how you'll determine the terrestrial type for a Pokemon. We won't dive too deep into those, right here and right now. But yes, defensively, it is confirmed that your Pokemon will become a monotype. We don't know if there's a turn limit on this. We don't know if you can only do it with one Pokemon per battle, we're assuming.
That's how Megas worked.
Yeah, that's how Megas worked. You only got one Z move, you only got one Dynamax, so I would assume you can only have one terrestrialized Pokemon. However, like we said, we cannot confirm that at this point.
And I wonder if you, like Megas, you can switch out and still come back in as Terra type.
Yeah, that would be really cool. I would like that.
That's how Megas works. But again, like Dynamax, if you switch out, you come back in, you're just regular,
right,
and Dynamax is gone.
Right.
So,
all right. So we've got two things here to confirm. First, Breloom is back.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, that's enough to make me not want to buy the game.
I hate Breloom.
Yeah. But they're showing off a new item on Breloom called the Loaded Dice.
You like Substitute Focus Punch? How about Substitute Focus Punch on Stab, while also being able to have Spore?
All right, we'll do it. We'll try it. We'll do it when the game comes out. We'll do it. But yeah, they're showing off an item called the Loaded Dice. It makes multi-strike moves more likely to hit more times. So they're showing it up on a Breloom using Bullet Seed here on a Blissey.
Brandon, there's a character that you're quite a big fan of that could utilize this. You want to talk about him?
Oh yeah, a little Pokemon
One of your all-time staples for competitive play.
A little Pokemon called Cloyster. Yeah. So
Oh yeah, baby. So obviously anything with skill link is what we're talking about.
yeah,
Cloyster has probably the best move pool outside of Mega Heracross to utilize this ability.
yeah. And I actually like this on a lot of like rock type Pokemon. I think this could be a great item for Terrakion, who runs a lot of Rock Blast over Stone Edge, because you want those multi-hit moves so you can break substitutes and do damage after the fact.
Especially now with Shed Tail.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Want those multi-hit moves, baby.
Yeah. So I think this is a really good item. I think a lot of rock Pokemon are really going to enjoy this, like Tyranitar.
It's a good shout. Good tanky Pokemon that can just have that utility.
Yeah. And the last thing we're going to talk about is a new move called Terra Blast. It changes type when the user has terrestrialized. And this is going to deal damage.
Power?
Yeah. So this is kind of like the new hidden power. It's determined by your Terra type, so what type you change into, and it deals damage based on your highest attack stat. So on an Alakazam, this will deal special, and on like a Zacian, this will deal physical.
So like, that's really, really cool. There's a legendary Pokemon that you're quite a big that has his signature move does this exact thing.
Yeah, we got Side Strike from Mewtwo doing the same thing. But yeah, I definitely think this. I think this is going to be a really powerful move. I'm assuming this is going to do somewhere in the ballpark of like 100 to 120 base damage. But I mean, there's no confirmation on how much damage it does.
Correct.
So, yeah, I think I'm really excited to try all these changes in VGC. Honestly, like I think because we picked up VGC in Gen 8 with Dynamax. I'm excited to play a VGC format without Dynamax and kind of see what it was like before.
It's gonna be fun. It got me so hyped, Zero. This is gonna be. I think this is gonna be our. Be able to, knock on wood. If things go like they did in HN, that means we're probably gonna have 12 to 15 months of no restricteds, and we're gonna be able to just really pop off in VGC in Gen 9.
Yeah, and I'm really excited to see how this affects like the VGC meta even with restricteds, because maybe you could turn your Groudon into a Dark type or something like that, and you could then all of a sudden you're handling something like Calyrex. You know what I mean? So there's a lot that remains to be seen, and I'm really excited to see it.
Yep.
But anyway, guys, that's all we got for you today. Just thought that we would give our thoughts on this. It was really important stuff, and we just couldn't wait to talk about it. So.
It's huge news.
Yeah.
I'm so hyped for this. What do you think is your most hyped for out of this trailer? What's your favorite thing?
More info on Terra types, honestly, because there were so many questions surrounding it, and like I'm happy to see some of the questions kind of get answered. There's still a lot more to be answered, but
for me it's Shed Tail.
Yeah, dude, you're gonna start seeing.
That's what I'm most hyped for, because the possibilities, like it's like that gif of like the lady crunching the math.
Yeah.
There's just so many possibilities here that we can come up with. Like, hey, dude, do you want to baton pass out a substitute to your Alakazam who's got Magic Guard and Life Orb?
Yeah, or even like Magic Guard and Focus Sash, so you gotta hit him 3 times.
Focus Sash, so you got 2 defenses to get through?
Yeah. He like if an Alakazam is guaranteed 3 attacks against your team, it's bad for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, insert Jack Sparrow here. Stop blowing holes in my ship!
Yeah, so let us know what you guys think about the new changes. What are you most excited for? And let us know what kind of formats you want to see from us in Gen 9. We've got a lot of stuff planned, and we just kind of want some feedback. What are you guys excited for? You want to see us play some VGC? Want to see us play some Showdown? Want to see us play some singles on cartridge? Let us know what you want to see. And Justin, anything you want to say before we get out of here? Yeah. Timer's going to determine a lot of what we do. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed. We will catch you on the next one. Until then, I've been Zero.
And I'm Justin.
Council's adjourned.